Hi guys, and happy Saturday. When you're watching this, it will be Saturday, September 16th, but I am pre-recording this. So I'm going to show you the Abundant Beauty decorative masks. And yes, I know that right now they're on back order, and I'm sorry. But I'm looking at the items I have left in the mini catalog, and either they're words or they're really Christmassy or snowflakes, and I don't want to get into that quite yet. A lot of people get upset when you introduce Christmas too soon. So I'm going to go through these masks really quick for you. All right, I'm going to lay this down. This is just a silicone mat, and what it happens is you can tape down your mask, but your paper really kind of sticks to this. Your paper doesn't really move on it. You can put it in the corner if you want. I'm going to, just to help with that. And then I'm going to do my masks in different parts of my quadrants here. All right, I want to try to make sure that I'm kind of centered. All right, so like I said, Abundant Beauty decorative masks. There are 7 of them, but 4 of them make a sunflower or a flower scene. So let's go through the others first. And you know what? I think maybe I will lightly score on this just so I can have a little inkling of my quadrants. I am going to cut these down because these will end up being a layer on cards. But this way, at least I can see with those little marks kind of where to put my masks. All right, so let me go ahead, lay this down. And then let's go ahead and put that right up to that mark. And I do have some blue tape. Now this is a silicone mat. It's actually called a stencil mat. I find I have a smaller one, which I have stained. I find that one works the best for holding my quarter sheets of paper. I don't use this one too much the full size, because I think the bigger the area, the more likely it's going to be that you're going to have movement. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to grab out Flirty Flamingo and Pecan Pie. So let me get out you can use finger daubers. You could what you could do on the bigger items is there is a light table out there. Now, of course, I don't think Stampin' Up! Did we ever sell light tables? I don't remember. But anyway, you can use a light and put this on the opposite side. It'll shine through. Actually do dry embossing, and maybe I'll try that at one point. I don't know. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here off of the edge, and I'm going to start going over. And I'm going to do this pretty fast, just so you guys know. I'm going to try to stay within my quadrant. Now I am going to do this as 2 different colors. Ooh, I went right over that. That might not be. And this one will probably get stained too, this mat. It's not going to ruin it. And if you wanted to, you could just take a regular piece of thick cardboard and have it underneath and do your temporary tape on that. I just like this because now I'm not having to tape down my paper as well as my mask. I only have to tape down my mask. All right, so let's lift this up in the corner, see how it's looking. Little light through there. It always seems like it darker in the corners. All right, so there's that with the Flirty Flamingo. Let's come in now. We're going to put just little spots. Now, 9 times out of 10, you want to go in circular motions on these masks because of the nature of the mask. this I'm going to try to do kind of like a little, just a little bit of a plaid look. So I'm just dragging this along. Now you can catch edges, just so you know. So be very careful. Don't put a lot of pressure. All right. Now I'm going to come down here just lightly. Oops, I got onto the other paper. All right. And I like the way that looks. So let's go ahead and bring this one up for now. I want to be careful that I don't rip my paper. See, I did rip the paper a little bit there. All right. So yes, you can see I did go a little bit over. I could have masked more. But we are going to be cutting this down to layers. So I'm really not that concerned with it. This, you could either wipe off with a baby wipe, like so. Or I find it just easier to run it under the faucet. What I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to store this upside down on a baby wipe. Let's grab our next one. All right. Now this one we probably, because here's my, I'm going to go like this. And I am going to put the tape more here so I do stay away from it a little bit more. Do I have that right up to the, oh, this is my mark right there. All right, so let's bring this right up to that mark. And put this tape over here. Now for these colors, I'm still going to use the leftover from my pecan pie. Oh, and look, I didn't grab my, I grabbed my orange one and not my brown one. So that might be a little bit of a problem. I'm going to use the rest of this pecan pie to clean this off. Only because I want the brown to be a little bit lighter of an effect. I want my other colors, and see how I pulled that one up? You really got to be careful when you're cleaning these. All right, so here we go. Just putting a nice layer of that brown down. And I am going to have an edge, but remember, we're going to be cutting this down, so I'm not too concerned about that. All right, let me go grab my green brush, grab Old Olive. Going to add a little bit lightly of the Old Olive, more on those fern looking type leafy. All right, let's lift this up, see what it's looking like. This is where it helps if you have nails. All right, I'm going to do a little bit more green on those. I really want those to be kind of more of my greenish color. That one's going to be really dark because I didn't really go off the edge too much there. All right, and then again, just kind of come over. All right, now this is my orange. I might have to buy some more brushes, but you know what? I think I have enough of it off, and I am going to, let me just grab a scrap of white here. Yeah, see, a lot of that pecan pie is gone. So I'll feel with doing the pumpkin, because this is the color I really want to come through. Let's see how that looks. All right, we got a lot of that good orange showing up there. And now what I want to really lightly do is, let me grab out, oh, this is my lower half of the alphabet. All right, cherry cobbler right there. Put this back underneath here. I'm going to get my cherry cobbler, and I'm going to go very, very lightly. In fact, I'm going to take this to see. See, I have a lot of, I want to get that off the edge because I have a lot of cherry cobbler still on this. I want it to be lighter. So I'm going to go just the way it is here. I'm going to go around the edges. Especially on that maple leaf, because we all know that that's going to be a red maple, of course. Careful not to get too many edges. Oopsie, I just got an edge there. But if I was going to go on and get more ink on this, it would be really dark. All right, I am going to go ahead and do that. It's going to be a little bit of a line, but I am going to feel by putting a lot on there, layering it over. It's either going to look really, really bad or look better. All right, I think that looks a little bit better. Now let's just go around the edges here again. All right. I think we have that one done. All right. Now I'm going to turn this over this way. I am going to get a baby wipe and get some of that ink off of there. See, the lighter colors come off, okay, but when I used on my other one, that pink that's left over on this one was actually from Night of Navy, and it's gonna stay. Not gonna ruin the pad at all. Let me go ahead and cover up those leaves now with that baby wipe. Wipe my fingers on there a little bit because my fingers are probably all icky-ish. All right. Now, and let's grab our next one, which is the snowflakes. All right, so I can kind of see where I want that to be. I'm gonna have to grab another. Oh, here it is. It's like, where's my other piece of tape? It's still on the leaf over there. All right. So on these two colors, I'm going to take pink and lavender. So, you know what? No, let's do blue, pink, and lavender. All right. So we'll use these three here. Make sure I get them in the right way. And let me get that hair off there. Let me move this over a little bit. Alright, so here we go here with the Fleur de Flamingo. Ooh, I just put my finger in there really, really good. Let me wipe it on a baby wipe real quick. We're going to go all the way, give it a pink base. Started off of that card edge and came on. Alright, I'm going to get a little bit more color on there. I want you to actually be able to see the pink because we're going to have the blue and the the Tahitian Tide, about to turquoise, the Tahitian Tide and the Highland Heather come through as other colors. All right, so there we have a good base of the pink. We're going to lightly come over with the Highland Heather. Just lightly go over those. Trying to go around those edges. Not really seeing too much of it. Let's see. All right, now let's see. All right, now we're getting some of that purple in there. All right, let's get a little more on those outside pieces. All right, and now let's come in with the Tahitian Tide. Again, I put my finger right in there. And we're going to do really lightly in the center on these. Let's get some of those dots maybe. Let's lift it up and see what that looks like. Yeah, I think I want a little bit more. Of course, blending the blue into the purple with the pink, it's all going to end up looking like purple eventually, so. All right, I am happy with that. I want to get a little more blue over here. A little more blue down here. Let's call it a day on that one. Let's go ahead. Peeling that off at an angle. And there's that one. All right, baby wipe over that one. All right. And then the last one, I'm just going to show you the last one because we're going to make our card tomorrow, Sunday, out of this one. But let me show you this one because this is the 3-part one. So you have your flower. Does that? Let me put a piece of cardstock behind it. There, so you have the flower, and you have these little notches, but I don't really use the notches. You have your, oops, wait. You have your centers to the flower. You have your little detail centers. And you have your leaves. So I'm going to show these with the examples, and this is what we're going to make the card out of. Just because if I do this right now, it's essentially going to be repeated on tomorrow's video anyway. So there you go, guys. That is our Abundant Beauty Decorative Masks. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Give me a thumbs up. Tell your friends about me. Share the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. But most of all, have a great day.